surprised that the decision came. I am surprised that Chapman is not appealing. I think that in negotiating, something obviously was worked out where 30 games was acceptable to both sides. Now they know what it is. They can move forward. They can plan for it, and they know they're going to have him at some point today.
I'm Darwin Zook with the MLB.com FastCast. MLB announced today that New York Yankees pitcher Aroldis Chapman has accepted a 30-game suspension without pay for violating Major League Baseball's joint domestic violence, sexual assault, and child abuse policy. Chapman has agreed to not appeal the suspension, which will be effective on opening day of the Yankees' 2016 regular season. The 28-year-old flamethrower will be allowed to continue to participate in all spring training and preseason games and activities prior to his suspension.
I want to say thank you to God first for giving me the opportunity to play baseball in my life, and second to my mom. I feel like a family here. And of course I'm happy, and the good thing that we're going to be in Kansas City Royals for at least 6 more years, hopefully for the rest of my career here.
The Royals have agreed to an extension with catcher Salvador Perez on a 5-year, $52.5 million deal beginning in 2017. It's a deal that will keep the reigning World Series MVP under contract through the 2021 season.
Schebler back, track leaps at the wall, and he made the catch, or did he? He's on the ground with a baseball in his hand. A leaping grab at the wall and left, and Schebler may have taken a grand slam away from Robbie Grossman.
In his Reds spring debut, Scott Schebler homered off Felipe Paulino and then made a leaping grab at the wall with the bases loaded to preserve a 6-5 lead in the bottom of the 8th as Cincinnati holds on to beat the Indians. Marcus Stroman hurled 2 innings of 2-run ball in his spring debut, and Darwin Barney drove in all 5 Toronto runs as the Blue Jays topped the Phillies 5-3. The Rays will travel to Cuba to play an exhibition game versus the Cuban national team on March 22nd. The Rays were chosen via a lottery among several teams that were interested in participating in the game. This will be the first visit to Cuba by an MLB franchise since 1999. Yoenis Cespedes has had the Mets spring training camp buzzing about which car he'd show up in next. Tuesday morning, the outfielder took the term horsepower literally as he and pitcher Noah Syndergaard trotted into camp on horseback. Syndergaard explains how he came up with the idea.
It just came to me one night when all the hubbub was going around with Cespedes driving his cars to the field, and probably last year sometime when I discovered Cespedes' Instagram, I scrolled all the way to the first picture and it was him on a horse. I'm like, wow, that's another reason why this guy's so cool.
For more on these stories and the very latest spring training news, keep it locked in to MLB.com. It's baseball everywhere.